Hey everybody, welcome back to the series. Resourceful Roxie waking up in the fishing camp from a successful day in the Bear Creek campground. Caught ourselves a bear. Gonna take a quick look at some gear because our plan is to head up the hill and grab as much bear meat as we can to then bring back down here and eventually relocate over to the Quonset garage, which is our main base. Let me take a few minutes to harvest some of these rose hips and mushrooms, maybe cut down on the weight, put some of the stuff away. Hour and a half worth of mushrooms. Picked up a lot of mushrooms along the way so far. Alright, this is our food box. And how are we doing on food? We could probably eat a little bit right now and then get going for the day. I'm gonna start with the heavy stuff and we'll work our way down. Securing the bear meat is been good for a couple of reasons. We got one bear off the map for the time being, so we can kind of traverse the upper part of the region near Bear Creek campground with a little bit less preoccupation with the threat of being attacked. Always have to watch out for wolves. But obviously we got a ton of meat out of it, as well as a bear hide and some guts. Plan is to walk to the edge of the road and verify that the landslide or rockfall area is in fact impassable. Also just kind of survey the edge of the map. I vaguely remember there being another cabin up here, so I'm walking up here real quick. Yeah, there is a structure up here that I don't think we've seen yet. So I wanted to look here while I'm thinking about it and clear this place out before we begin our trek back up the creek to collect our supplies and bear meat. We left some supplies kind of scattered about the map. They're all safely in structures, but I don't think I made super detailed notes as to where that stuff is. So we said something about misanthropes, the east side houses, which is actually the waterfront cottage, Rabbit Grove cabin, but we also left stuff in the trailer at the unloading train unloading station and another cabin along the way that is kind of in a nondescript location. So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, it will probably be a good idea to reverse course and clear out this junk so we're not looking at trash. And clear out that trailer, because I know that the one trailer that was kind of heading up the hill towards the overlook, we left a jerry can full of lantern fuel. We're definitely going to want to get that back into our possession. So I think what we'll do is go up to the unloading trailer, then come back down carrying as much of the bear meat as we can, and kind of set a mark this cabin. It's probably a little too hazy for it to register, but if we approach it again, we'll at least know. Marked it. Good. Put enough bear meat down here in this fishing camp so that we can kind of traverse back and forth across the map without having to carry a bunch of food and ultimately weight with us. Carefully step down here and get back to the road. Oh, not carefully enough. That's more annoying than anything. So I believe we've already walked out to that fishing hut, and it would have been nice if I had marked it, which I didn't. So maybe we run out there and just document for certain that it's been cleared. We're gonna have to check all these little structures and corners of the map because we never found a rifle, which isn't super important, but we also never found the Polaroid for the area, which indicates to me that there's either a corpse laying around that is holding some goodies, or a section of the map that we haven't quite seen. So it's a good thing we walked over here, because we indeed have not yet been in here. We sure are picking up a lot of ammunition for there to not have been a firearm. I'm still cautiously optimistic that there will be one laying around somewhere for us to take. And the edge of the map here might be a spot where it could be. I think there's sometimes something under the bridge here. I know we walked up and around it last time. So we'll take a quick look over there and come back to the coast and pick up some of this stuff that's washed up onto the shore or the ice. But aside from just kind of scouring the map, and finding the Polaroid will help because it will survey a large portion. Hey, look at this. Was not expecting that. Sweet. I'm a little bit shocked. I've never found a rifle just leaning up against the bridge. I had an idea that there was maybe something to see. I was thinking that maybe there would be a corpse or a backpack or something under there, but sure enough, I can't pull it out right now because my wrist is sprained. It won't let me use a rifle, a two-handed weapon with a sprained wrist. But that's awesome. Our hunting question mark has been answered. Ooh, and look at this. We got an arrow as well. So we can build some bow skills and some rifle skills. One random piece of ice is getting pretty thin over here. It's like a metal locker I'd like to look at, but it's pretty thin over here. Don't know if it's gonna let me do it. Oof, that's risky. Yikes, it's like too close. it's worth it. I don't know if the ice continues to thin as I go searching, and I'll just fall in the middle of the animation. With 30% health, I don't think there's anything in there at this point that I need to risk falling in the ice for. But we'll make a mental note of that and come back when we are lighter and healthier. All of a sudden I think I'm pretty heavy. I'm already overweight. So I'm gonna go out to the edge here, and then I'm gonna come back to the fishing camp and drop a bunch of gear. I don't know if there's anything up here. I just figured I'd follow the path until it turns into nothing. Which it looks like this basically is right here. Seems like a spot where something could be sitting. No. Looks a little sketchy. Go take a fall here. Yep. It's alright, she's okay. Alright, here's the rock fall. Just survey that. Kind of see the edge. And I should be heading back to fishing camp, but maybe we can. Well, that was unexpected. We can do a quick sweep of this little area up here. I don't know if there's anything back here or not. That's one of my favorite parts of committing to staying in one region, is that you end up looking in the corners of the map that you would otherwise overlook completely if you're just passing through, or even staying for a couple days to loot the major landmarks. You're kind of forced to go scouring into the shadows, which really helps you learn. This feels like a dangerous area. It really helps you learn the map. Like, I would have never thought to look for a rifle under that bridge, but now that I know it can be there, I'll look there every time. If I was playing a round where, you know, I was more mobile, I would have hit all the major spots, written it off as there not being a rifle on the map, and moved along. But sure enough, it was there, just hiding in a very discreet location. Alright, now we really have to go back because we've got wolf bait on us and we're heavy. So we'll take a look at our inventory back at fishing camp, get as light as we can, probably leave the rifle behind. I think I'm just going to loop around this path, which should bring us back to the creek, and probably just head down the hill from there. Or if it's closer to the cabin, go up to the cabin, drop the stuff we don't need, make a quick run down to fishing camp with some bear meat so that's there, then come back up and we can reverse course up and around the hill. But looks like we're still pretty low in the creek here, so I think I'll just head back to fishing camp and get organized. Fishing camp's a good spot to treat as kind of an outpost anyways. Right at the bottom of the map, head up the creek and you can make your way to the ravine, which ends up bringing you to Mystery Lake. And also if you're kind of doing the island traverse, once you finish Jackrabbit Island, head back across the ice and know that you've got some salvation to look forward to. Plus we'll do some fishing, and what better place to set up a base of operations for fishing than the fishing camp. I still can't believe we found that rifle just like that. What we did not find was the Polaroid, which means there's still a weird spot, probably a backpack or corpse somewhere on the map that we have not come across yet or overlooked. And it'd be cool to find the Polaroid so that we can survey. I believe we'll go back up to the forestry lookout, or however it's called. But where the actual Polaroid picture is hiding, nobody knows. Alright, bear with me for a second while we do some inventory management. First things first, we drop that and guts. This has been our food box. Fish is definitely going to go in there, as well as the coffee and the tea. I can probably carry the rest of that around. I do have 43 cattails, so maybe we put half of those away. That's much better. Now let's move over to our locker and see what we're holding. Don't need any fire making material. I will hold on to the coal. That's good in an emergency situation. And 36 matches is a lot, but pretty negligible in weight. Our first aid kit is still pretty minimal. We're going to carry all of the regular stuff first. We'll leave a stim over here. And 5 bandages is a lot, but that's okay. Picked up some extra clothing. We'll hold all the charcoal for now. I'll put one flare away. We'll drop the flare gun now that we have a rifle. The hook can stay here. I think do I want to carry the rifle around? I have 1 bullet for it. So no. We'll leave the rifle at fishing camp for now. In which case the flare gun might be a good thing to hold on to. And we do have 1 arrow, so we'll come back for that and make a bow. Back to 24 rose hips. And 2 old man's beard lichen. I should have picked up that random one on the beach. Would have given us enough to harvest into a little covering. Alright, are we already well fed? Yes. So 35 is our max carry capacity. And we're going to try to stay pretty close to that so that we're not walking around heavy with a bunch of wolf bait on us. The plan will be to walk all the way up the creek and grab the pelts and the guts, and then with whatever weight we have left over, we'll come back down to the Rabbit Grove cabin and bring the bear meat back to fishing camp as well. I think I want to fix this sprained ankle because we're just kind of like wobbling around. So let's do that real quick. All it takes is a bandage. Just tighten it up and she's good to go. Got bandages to spare anyways. Alright, so we are back in the creek. Always on the lookout for wolves. Since we came down the creek last night, we kind of go up the side today. Oh, that really is a short walk. We're already back at the campground. For some reason it felt like much longer than that. So this is going to be a pretty quick shuttle in terms of time. It's going to be... It'll be good to clear out this cabin at the top because it's kind of an out of the way spot. Although it is the gateway to Mystery Lake, whereas fishing camp is just kind of the edge of the map. So maybe what we can do up there is leave food. I can't really decide how I want to get this set up because normally that trailer would be a good spot to kind of have as a base, but we're not planning on leaving the coastal highway. So I'm like in between wanting to bring stuff up there and bring stuff out of there. We've got 15 and 20, 35 kilos of bear meat. We can carry about 10. It's kind of enough for each. So maybe we bring a few up there. And we'll make a note. We'll keep all these like .42 ones and we'll maybe leave plan on leaving like 10 fillets up here. What else did I leave here? That's empty. That's empty. And we'll bring those with us. Okay, so all we left in here is food. Just gonna kind of treat, I guess we're just gonna kind of treat this run as like a nomad through coastal highway. We're just constantly moving from base to base and leave a little bit of supplies here and there. I am very strongly smelling of fresh meat now, which is not good for wolf avoidance. Have our flare out. fishing on a slope again. But right up here is where I want to be, so if I can make it without a sprain, that'd be awesome. I think one of the first things we'll try to craft is some improvised crampons. Those are good to have pretty much on any map, but coastal highway or walking up and down the hills and taking little shortcuts where the sprain risk is high. We just need a few pieces of scrap metal for that and some cloth and maybe some guts, but I don't think so. Can't remember exactly what it takes. So these walks aren't quite as long as they've felt in the storms that we've been forced to retreat with, which is reassuring for the plan of kind of shuttling our gear. In fact, now that we kind of have a tentative idea of what we're doing, I think I'm just going to continue forward and go hit that cabin that we kind of left in the middle of nowhere, get the gear out of there, checkpoint at the garage, and set up with the stuff that we gathered from those two locations, let all of our things cure, and then loop back around to the fishing hut, or to the fishing camp, and that Rabbit Grove cabin. So what did we leave in here that's useful to us? We might end up reading those books. The clothing I'm not too concerned about right now. The hatchet can stay. Maybe I'll bring one of them. And we want to bring this stuff with us. But we're going to leave the food behind. So about 5 kilos of bear meat in the train unloading cabin. I'll make a note. We've got bear meat, hatchet, and fire starting. Clothes, and that's pretty much it. Alright, how heavy did we end up being? Close. We're going to be walking home heavy and smelly. I don't even remember exactly where that cabin is, which is why I kind of want to get to it sooner than later before we completely forget about it. Obviously it's this way somewhere. It should be near the switchbacks of one of these roads, but I'm trying to remember how we got here. I think we were under this bridge. So I think if we go, if we can get over this, yeah, and then head back down in this general area, I think we'll get back on the path that led us up there to begin with. And we should be able to find the cabin. What's this little cabin? Have we seen this? Oh, this is the silent crossing, right? This looks new. Okay. It's one of those random spots we were talking about. Beef jerky and a fishing tackle. Let's go take a look inside. Another flare. Gonna be heavy as we have been the whole time. Clear out the junk. One stone. Fire logs are super heavy. Some maple syrup. This is like one of those cabins where it might be worth it to run through with a storm lantern because there's lots of dark little corners, but I don't know that I care enough. Alright, we're going to put the paper in the trash can. And I don't think I want to carry this fire log around. Maybe we leave it in the next cabin. Okay. Continuing down the hill. Couple kilos heavy. I think we'll be alright. Probably sprain our ankle and then regret our decisions, but so I think right up in here where these two roads kind of converge is the trailer that we left without making any notes about. I don't see it. Might need to kind of survey the area so that we can kind of figure out where it is, because it was easy to see on the way up. We still have a little ways to go. So that's the highway right below us. We're kind of on the middle tier right now. So it actually feels like we are already too low. I think we might have passed that cabin. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going. We'll find it someday. This is a good spot to be ambushed by wolves and bears. Walking down a clear road thinking everything is fine and dandy. Smelling of bear meat and guts. There's also a mine that we're going to want to look at before our time here is done. Yeah, this was the wrong way. This is like the road to Logswort. So we got tricked into coming down the hill too early. It's slightly annoying. think we'll check in here. Try to remember if we left anything at the log sort, which I think we did when we first got started. Yep. All kinds of stuff here. So log sort has all kinds of gear. Well, we can leave the fire log here and we carry that home. So we'll just make a note that we need to come back to log sort. Miscellaneous gear to be collected. I've got stuff strewn all about this map. There's so much loot. Let's do this for now. And we walked along the ice the last time, so maybe we walk through the woods this time into the wind, slightly heavy. It's not going to be a fun walk. Try to stay sheltered by the trees as much as possible, but fortunately it's windy, which sucks. I might be able to go back up this hill. I'm going to walk up this little slope. Oh my gosh, it's so windy. Get our flare out. As long as we're taking like a different path every time we kind of crisscross back and forth, it's helping us learn the map and all the little intricacies. Try to walk up here and see if maybe that cabin is on this tier. I think there's also a cluster of cabins that we haven't seen yet, which might be right in front of us. Not really ready to do more looting, but yeah, this is the spot that's like more or less right above the forestry overlook. And a lot of times there's a bear over here, so we kind of got to be careful about running into him. That rope leads to a platform that then has another rope, but on that first ledge, we might want to go check that out for a place where the Polaroid could live. Get a little light on in here. So much gear everywhere. Oh good, more matches. Just when you thought you'd found them all. Just gonna loot the entirety of this spot, move next door, do the same thing, and then maybe just make a heavy hoof down to Quonset where we can leave good bit of this stuff. I'm going to take this with me. We can hang up the rifle. Maybe eventually come back for that. There's 3 searchable cabins here. On different difficulties, you'll have a greater number of these cabins kind of burned down and destroyed. On Voyager, on our run, everything is like maximum loot. A random stone that someone threw away. Alright. Probably good enough for now. Across the street we go. We'll eat some food in here. Try to leave as much of the... Oh, this guy didn't make it. Empty-handed. Just expired. There's a ton of books and stuff that... An MRE, I like those. That we can come back for if we ever need firewood or fire starting materials. Alright. How heavy did we end up being? Really heavy. Let's turn the lights off, save that, and go to our heavy food. I am going to save the MRE, but we'll eat the heavy cans. Try to lose at least a little bit of the weight. So there's like 3 tiers of kind of elevation on Coastal Highway, like 3 main levels. And we kind of got from the 3rd to the 2nd without really noticing. And so I think I missed some stuff. Very heavy. This is like what you don't want to do. But here we are doing it. So I'm gonna walk along this road. I'm gonna pop this flare if I have to for any wolf encounter, and there's also a bear that can tend to be up here. There's our wolf. And he is, yeah, he's pretty much right there. So we'll go ahead and do this. And I think I'm just going to ignore him until I can no longer do that. As long as he doesn't catch up to me, I should be alright. I'm walking very slow though, so he could very easily catch up to me. I have no sprint. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to drop down into the garage. But we're going to kind of go through these rocks here and kind of go straight down and hopefully end up descending right down on the garage. I probably could have gotten away from this wolf without using this flare. It doesn't seem like he's ever going to catch me. But then of course I do that and there'll be another one. I'm super heavy, I can't sprint. And obviously with the condition penalty that we're taking from the cheating death, being attacked by a wolf is not something that we really want to experiment with. He's just gonna follow me home. I think I see a trailer ahead of us, which I'm not sure if that's the one that we were talking about earlier. Kind of seems like he's getting closer. Alright, let's take care of the wolf. So remember, they won't... Oof. They don't like being threatened with fire in front of them. Oh, he came right back at me. I have to do it again. That is definitely a trailer up there. Might be a good place to just sleep for the night. Especially if it's the trailer that we already have gear in. Wolf's just kind of growling. It's not super threatening. This almost looks like... Okay, we did mark it. Another one up there. Yeah, this trailer I think is right above the garage, so this can actually be a spot where we can shuttle some of our gear. It's not the one that I thought it was, though, because we had left some, like a jerry can of lantern fuel. Loading cup. But let's see. We really didn't even collect anything of superior value. I kind of want to just make it home. Dropped a little bit of stuff. And I can't tell if it's too windy to light a traditional flare or not. But I think right down here is the garage. So I'm gonna try this before the flare goes out. See if we can't run home with this thing in our hands. Walking on a slope. Okay, I see the first house of the town. So we've pretty much made it. Walking on this slope is probably going to cause an injury. There's another wolf down there, and he already sees us. So As long as it doesn't get windy on us, we're okay. But it does sound a bit breezy, doesn't it? Looks like you might be preoccupied with something else. It's gonna stay high until we can drop down more or less straight into the garage. And try to keep the wolf at bay. Don't like walking around heavy in this game, and it seems to happen more frequently than... Oh, I passed the garage. Whoops. I overshot my landing. Thought I was on the other side of the town. I walked right past it, so there's a wolf coming right at us. Should have enough flare to get us inside without having to engage this guy. But as you can see, oh, and there's a bear in the parking lot as well. So things are heating up here at Quonset. The predators have been released. I think aside from the guts, we didn't even really bring anything home that's like super valuable. That's okay because we definitely wanted this stuff here. And we can cure those. Now we kind of have to see what have anything that can be cooked. Nope. Left all the meat behind. I think I left all the firewood behind as well. So we've got water and food. Go by condition again, and we'll leave all of the... Oh yeah, we're back in Quonset where we have infinite supply of food already. So maybe we have a little cookout. Do some of this low condition meat. Is there any other? That's raw. That's cooked. Those are cooked. Alright, a little cookout. Of course, I don't really have any firewood. 2 sticks. Okay. There's a fire log. Alright. So really all we accomplished was getting the bear hide to the garage. We left everything else strewn about. So tomorrow we kind of need to go find that trailer and then make it back to fishing camp so we can grab our rifle and then maybe take down another bear here in the town area. And then start taking down some of these wolves as well. The rabbit pelts are cured. The guts are close. Not that close. 3 rabbit pelts. So that's enough for a hat if we get some guts online. Kill 15 minutes. More. That's done. I don't want to wait on the fish because they'll give you oil. And it'd be nice to put that all into that one jerry can. Doesn't really matter, but it'd be a cool way to do it. Alright. Water. Food. Clothing. Grabbed a lot of that. And tools, of which we also have several. Several duplicates. And 5 can openers. It's ridiculous. Hold on to the flares. Bring the extra. Alright, ammos lives in the garage now. We'll probably bring the rifle ammo with us. Yeah, we've got 9. So that way we have a full load of ammo once we go back out. Put all this stuff over near the workbench so that we're ready for crafting. Oh, I think we made ourselves like a materials locker as well. Yeah, we did. Oh, and we have cured guts, so we can make a rabbit. Should be able to make a rabbit skin hat. Oh, get rid of that thing. Put that for our rifle. We'll just hang it over here for now if it lets us. What? Is there something on the wall there? That's weird. It's not where this will live, but just get it out of our hands for now. And we did something for first aid, no? Yeah, top shelf. File cabinet, we've got these water purification tablets. So we only need to melt this snow, then we can turn it into water. 26 minutes. Do the rest of the mushrooms. I'm going to take that and we'll do another 2 liters, which takes an hour until melted. So let's do another fire log. And then we can take our water purification tablets. 1 tablet treats 1 liter. We've got 2, so we'll do it twice. We'll turn that bad water into good water. We are also holding one. That one's in better condition, so leave that for now. We've got a bunch of those. Alright, I think we're still going to be heavy in the morning. we're definitely going to put some water away. And put this food back. Hopefully everything above 50% can still fit. Almost. I definitely don't want to be walking around with that away, but maybe we can eat that first thing in the morning. And the fish fits. Okay. 0.3 wasted. That's not bad. And then maybe for now we just put this coffee down. Well, I guess while this is melting, we can do a couple coffees. Drop the tea. It's not constantly in my face. And drop this one and this one for now. And I think I'm going to put the herbs away for now too, because we've got all of this synthetic stuff that we'll burn through first. Alright, 6 minutes until ready. Let's expedite that. We'll do one more. Take that. Take that. 54 minutes. We might be able to do one more round. And so you can see we've got 2 liters of unsafe water. And then we'll just go use these. I feel like not many people use those. And now we've got good water. Okay, so 47 minutes. We're gonna need a little bit of time. Let's see, do I have any sticks in my hand? Yeah. Ooh, 45. It's gonna be close. Alright, we made all of the first round of coffee. Just set those down for now. And this is 28 minutes. Ooh, it's like right there. We'll see if it'll do it. I guess there's no reason to wait for it. We'll just see if it makes it. Did it. It melted. We can take that, and there's our bed. We'll drink the good water. How are we doing on food? We're doing fine. Alright, did we use all of the... Yeah, we did, so we're going to need 2 more of those. Let's see if I can find it here in the dark, otherwise just wait till morning. Here we go. One liter and 2 liters. Excellent. Alright, kind of a scattered day, but it is what it is. We'll rest a little bit, get organized in the morning, and get the rest of our gear from all these random locations. So first thing we want to do is drop off the water. Lots of water now. Oops. Put 20 liters of it back in. And we'll eat the venison. Clothing we already handled. Alright. Tools to leave behind. We're going to go without the flare gun, because we're going for the rifle. We're going to drop the stones outside. Everything else, we don't need these books in our hands. Everything else is kind of what we want. I'm wondering if maybe I put on a pair of jeans underneath. So don't think these do anything for protection when they're underneath. We got 23%. Yeah. So that'll save us some weight. Everything else is pretty lightweight. So we'll put those away. Got plenty of food in all the other spots. But our food locker is full. So maybe we just drop it on the floor for sake of time. And one quick look at what we're holding. I don't think we need accelerant. I don't think we need the coal. And we definitely don't need 2 boxes of matches. What's heavy? A hatchet is our heaviest item. That's good. Alright, we drop the stones outside, and off we go. Just keep a couple. And there's the bear, right on the road. If we had the rifle, we'd be ready to get him. We left it, so we couldn't make up our minds what we wanted to do. Give him a wide berth and head back to fishing camp. Clear out the gear there. Mostly because we left a rifle. And that's kind of the first thing we want in our hands. Nothing is too urgent because we're not planning on leaving. So we're just kind of wandering around at this point anyways, trying not to die. Start marking all these fishing huts so I know which ones we've been in and which we haven't. And I think once we get back to the garage, we can maybe take care of that bear that's patrolling our neighborhood. That'll give us 2 bear pelts, which will allow us to build a bedroll. Might only need 1 for that. And or a bearskin coat, which we really don't need. We're holding 2 Mackinac jackets, which are really nice. So I think the rabbit skin hat and mitts will be our first priority. And then maybe do something fun with the bear pelts, like make a bedroll or a rug. Or maybe both. Alright. It's another fishing hut we hadn't seen. Now we're kind of a beam log sort. Walking into the wind, of course. She's staying plenty warm. Kind of ran a little bit long on this episode for our indecision, but always forward progress, just a bit disjointed as we try to get organized with this massive amount of gear that Coastal Highway has afforded us. Every time we go out though, we're okay, that looks like maybe timber wolves. That's something I don't want any part of. So that's a major bummer to know that those guys are here. They'll rip up your clothing and take you down. It could just be a pack of regular wolves that are all together. But with there being 4 of them out there, I don't know. I'm gonna get off the ice and try to stay away from that. Those guys are guarding that fishing hut pretty much to the point of no entry. When we do pick up the rifle, we'll have 9 bullets, which will definitely be enough to take care of the bear. Maybe we even try... I keep forgetting about the flare gun. We could have taken the bear out right away. And now that I know that he's there, the bear meat that's up at the other trailers is like very low priority to go get. Because first of all, we don't even sure if we can eat it. But secondly, if there's one right outside of our house, there's no need to be shuttling all of that meat for this long walk into the wind with timber wolves guarding the ice. We do need to go back and get the rifle though, so maybe a tactical error in leaving that behind because there's really no other reason to be going back here now, except maybe to shuttle some of the minor gear that we also have. But it's a mission of exploration anyways, so finding new cars, new fishing huts. Sounds like a blizzard's rolling in. We're also looking for that Polaroid. Since we're on the road, I'm just gonna walk this blizzard. Not super worried about freezing or getting lost. But definitely want to be careful of the weather because you get caught out in a storm like this without shelter or knowing where you're going, and things get ugly really quickly. It's like late afternoon. Roxie's doing just fine on all of her stats. Alright. Make it back to fishing camp. Fishing camp in our rifle. What did we leave in here? I'm gonna bring all of that food and leave behind really none of it. Bring our 15 kilos of gear in here. We can leave the firewood behind. I bring the stim with me. Bring first aid with me. Clothing can stay. That's not of any use to us. Can opener. We have 5 of them. Leave a couple of flares here. Bring all the ammo back with us. The arrow. Should be good. We'll bring all of our materials. That just makes us a little bit heavy. If everything stays as it was, we'll have the wind to our back, so that'll help push us home. And we'll just mark this as a spot where we left some gear. Guess we could probably make a note, but we'll do that when we get home. Alright. Wind is still coming from that direction. We're just going to stay on the road so we don't get lost. Maybe even do some jogging. So we don't get too cold. Stop in at Locksword too and see if there's anything that we don't want to leave there. Maybe warm up for a little while as well because she's getting pretty cold now. We don't want to take a whole lot of damage. With us being at 30% max health. it'll start happening fast in the storms. So Logsword would probably be a good place to recover some warmth. Seems like the storm might be dissipating. I got here just in time. Alright, what did we leave here? Firewood, matches, all kinds of clothing. Could bring that so that we can cook it up. An extra lantern. It's making us heavy. Scrap metal. That's what I'd like to bring with me. Let's make a quick note of what we've... So at fishing camp, left clothing, miscellaneous tools, first aid, and firewood. Nothing major to go back and get. Log sort might be worth noting that the combat boots are here. Oops, what happened there? Just because those are kind of cool one-offs that you don't find in a whole lot of places. And then we need to make it back to Misanthrope's Island at some point. I'm just gonna maybe take a 2-hour nap so that we can get warm. See if the storm ends. We should at least be warmed up so we can make it back. Sounds like it's still blizzarding out there, which is kind of alright. It should keep the wolves away. I don't know if it'll keep the bear away. The wind has shifted a little bit, so now it's coming from off of our left shoulder. Just gonna keep sprinting home. Much heavier now. Alright, so we kind of cleared the bottom portion of the map for all intents and purposes of what we need. We left a little bit of gear at fishing camp and Logsword as we were expecting to do. But we got everything of significant value in our hands and on our way back to the garage. Tomorrow, we need to go find that cabin that's up on the second tier. I really want that jerry can back in the garage, and I want to see what else we left there because I kind of dropped that stuff without paying a whole lot of attention to what we left behind. And then the Rabbit Grove cabin and the train unloading trailer are... can abandon that idea now that we know that there's another bear in our neighborhood. It'll be way easier to transport that meat. Keeps the other two cabins stocked in case we find ourselves back there. And I don't think there's any other gear there that we need to have in our possession. Probably just be a duplicate of everything that we're already carrying because we have so much loot. That's been our biggest problem on this run so far is, hey, there's a revolver. Sweet. So we are armed and dangerous with both pistol and rifle. And we have 1 arrow. So we can take a shot with the bow as well. Once we craft that up in the garage. Super heavy now. Load this thing up. The pistol can be good to just kind of motivate the wolves to move along. Once you start getting some better skill level with them, you can kill a wolf with the handgun, with 1 shot with a handgun. But when you're first getting started with your revolver skill, it's kind of unlikely. However, if you do pop one in the nose, or it looks to be a headshot, they'll oftentimes run away. So, nice little wolf deterrent, and we get out on the ice and have some fun with the wolves. Now, we do know there's a bear out here, and I'm not 100% sure that they go home during the blizzard. Staying on the road until we get to the garage. I'm not cutting through town, through the neighborhood, where we know he likes to walk. And then as the moon is rising, drop off all the gear, get organized for the evening. And maybe while we're out here, we can check these cars if we haven't already. Looks like we did. This one I think we probably already looked at. Yep. That one's got its visors down. So back inside for the remainder of the evening. Maybe start a fire, warm up, also cook this meat that we brought. Okay, fresh deer hide, more guts. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Alright, got our little curing table. We have our materials drawer locker that will be good for all this stuff. Kind of want this to live in the first aid box because it's more first aid. Do we have an arrowhead? Oh, we do. So we're gonna have 2 arrows. Alright, for tools, the books can go in for now. We'll hold on to maybe just 1 flare now that we are armed up. Don't need the marine flares. We'll hold on to the... Man, we have so much gear, it's crazy. So jerry can already. The rest of the ammo in our hands. We'll put these out on the workbench. Keep that out so that we remember we have it. We'll display the lantern fuel as well. Oops, what did I just throw in there? Spray paint. What did I just put in there? Alright. Use this table as a spot for all of our gear. Maybe we can feng shui the computer so it's not so imposing. I don't think we can get rid of this computer because it's one of those ones that has like a buffer memento or whatever they call. Read that if we happen to be in here during an aurora. All of our beverage table. Now we'll drop the flare gun, the flares, all of the lantern fluid, all of the tools, extra lantern, and kind of put some stuff together for a little display of our gear. These ones we'll use first, and use the jerry can to kind of, I guess we don't even really need to go get that other jerry can now. I didn't realize we already had one. These will go on put that on the floor for now. So much gear. It's been the biggest problem is like knowing what to leave behind and what to take with us, and then end up leaving stuff behind where you're like, oh, actually I do want that. If we brought the rifle with us, we would have saved ourselves some time. Alright, she's ready for crafting. I'm gonna move these hooks and tools into the materials locker for now. Put the arrow in there as well, just so that we remember we want to do some crafting. And pick up the rest of our food. That stuff can stay there for now. This is kind of becoming our crafting, our curing room, but that's okay. And maybe we do a quick fire. Do you have any firewood? Yeah. Quick fire to cook up the rest of that raw meat that we're holding. And then Roxie will be pretty well organized for search for the Polaroid, I guess, is now kind of our main priority is if we can find that. Another box of matches I need to drop. And start it with a stick. Tomorrow morning, maybe we go outside and see if Mr. Bear is walking around. If he is, take a shot at him with the rifle, since we already took one down with the flare gun. Fire is giving us quite a hard time. This torch is going to burn out if it doesn't go on this one. And if he's not roaming around, we will maybe quest forward for the to try to find the Polaroid. I took the I took the cooking pot off so that these two things cook evenly at the same time. I think if there's something cooking in the pot, it will cook faster. And I knew that I had two of kind of the same thing, and I wanted them to cook be done at roughly the same time. So that's why I did that. Harvest our other burned out torch, turn it into a stick, and might as well eat while we're at it because I think I hear an aurora. Could try to eat these sardines now that we're safe and sound. They'll usually give you food poisoning pretty well. Let's eat all this bad food and see what happens. If we end up getting food poisoning, we just eat the rest of this meat raw. See if the bear meat wants to give us parasites as well. Hey, we got away with it. Nice. Alright, so she's all filled up. Oh, what? Okay. The like random granola bar. So we'll just take antibiotics for the food poisoning. These are done in 30 minutes. Now she's going to start losing condition, and I think if I burn time, you're going to see her. Yeah, look at that condition go. So there's 31 minutes left. Bear takes 34 minutes, and I keep doing that. And bass takes 31. Okay, so those are almost the right amount of time. That should do the trick. We can go read this stupid thing before we go. Talking about a wolf. Alright, now we have to sleep. This stuff should cook by itself overnight. And I'm going to drink some water so I don't dehydrate and die in the night. Food poisoning for Roxie should be no big deal. We'll see if we recover. Hey guys, thanks for spending your time with me this afternoon. And we'll say goodnight to Roxie. And we'll see you guys on the next one.